I'm going to Orlando. I'm going to go Knicks Magic under 227. Now, as you guys know, I'm very familiar with the Knicks on a day-to-day. I work for MSG Network. I cover those guys. I do the pregame show quite a bit. I'm very locked in on the Knicks, and I like this spot to go under here. Let's talk about the overall matchup. I believe for the Knicks, it's just a tough defensive matchup for the Knickerbockers. And the Magic offensively have been really struggling the past 2 weeks. And I believe it's partly because of the old man Joe Ingles is out of the fold for the Magic. He was able to move the rock and kind of play the old man lifetime Magic Johnson for the Orlando Magic, and it was very successful. Since he's been out, they're 2-5 the last 7 games that he's been gone. He's been out since December 15th. So let's talk about the Magic first here. Over those 7 games, 26th in offensive rating. In November, the Magic were 14th. That's when Ingles was in the fold, and they were playing one of the better. They were one of the better teams in the East in the month of November. But just to compare, the offense was 14th on the offensive rating side. They put up 120 plus just once, and that was against the Wizards in the last 7 games since Ingles has been out. So that shit doesn't even count. 29th in EFG and true shooting percentage. The offense has just been flat out bad. So I did want to highlight Joe Ingles, man. He's the hooper that still hoops for all our us 30-plus guys that are out there still getting a run. Shout out the big lefty, Joe Ingles. That said, the Orlando Magic on one-day rest are 11-3 against the spread. That's 78%. That's number 1 in the NBA. So when they do get rest, they come ready to go. And that's why I also just believe overall this is going to be a very competitive game. And for me, that leans to the under. 5-9, the Orlando Magic are to the under when on one-day rest. When on equal rest, it gets even better. They're 4-9 ATS to the under when on equal rest. The Knicks are also going to be on one-day rest, so it's even there. That works well for us. Less points in those matchups throughout the year for the Orlando Magic. Also, Orlando is going to come out and play their best game on one-day rest overall, coming off a loss against the Philadelphia 76ers in their last time out. And that's where they're hanging their hat. The offense hasn't been very good, but the defense has been steady throughout the year. Number 5 in defensive rating, number 7 in second chance points allowed, number 4 in defensive rebound percentage. And that's where the Knicks have been struggling now with Mitchell Robinson out of the fold. All the rebounding has been coming from Julius Randle and Isaiah Hartenstein, a little bit of Taj Gibson minutes in there. With Mitchell Robinson out, the Magic should also win the boards and be able to continue to slow the game down, which we'll get to talking about pace here in a second. All right, let's look at the Knicks. Knicks, they do bounce back. Tom Thibodeau, coming off a loss, gets the guys back in order and ready to go. Knicks 9-2-1 against the spread after a loss. That's Tom Thibodeau's MO. You take an L, they bounce right back. And a perfect example of that was the Knicks when they played the Milwaukee Bucks last week on Christmas. The game before, they had like a really odd duplex spot. They played 12:23 on Saturday at 12:30 in the afternoon against the Bucks at the Garden. They get blown out 130, 111, take the L. They bounce right back. They come back and play the Bucks again at the Garden on Monday, 12 noon on Christmas Day, end up bouncing back and getting the win. That's how they've been playing ball all year. When they lose, they come back and bounce back and get a win. The Knicks that's just their MO. That's how they have been going back and forth, and they are coming off a loss here the last time out versus the Thunder. Overall, I'd expect this to be a very competitive game, and I expect the Magic to slow down the Knicks on offense. They have the guys to do so, specifically in the backcourt to get stops on Brunson, Quick, Randall. Jalen Suggs, Cole Anthony, and Co. held Dame to 5 of 17 from the floor. If you go back to last week, I expect them to give those guys some trouble. Julius Randle will also see a lot of Wendell Carter Jr., solid defensively. It's another guy that could give him trouble down in the post. I believe points will be at a premium for the Knicks